This is not a history class taking us back to the 1980s. Our communities are under siege. Our children are being fed drugs. We are here to get to the truth. Ethics has long left this room and left this country. Long time ago. It's too late for that now. We need names. Anyone that comes here today, we don't know you. You said earlier on, Professor, my people trust me. I don't know you. I don't trust anyone. So please, can we have names here today? And when you get asked a question, Chair, I find that the witness sometimes will get asked a simple question. How did you learn of the letter? And then we must hear about groups where stationery and fuel complaints are being received. Please, can we stick to the question? Can we give a frank, honest answer? And can we move on and can we get names? We've been listening to this all morning and we've been patient with the witness, but I think time is moving. We don't have a lot of time. Can we please get to the bottom of this now?
Yeah, not before. Honorable James. Honorable James. What is it that you, let's be specific so that we are able to help the meeting to move forward.
Chair, let me give you an example.
Yeah.
When the witness was asked, how did she learn of the letter? She answered, she said, via a WhatsApp group, a police WhatsApp group, and members have also been complaining about fuel and about petrol and all of that stuff. The entire morning, whenever she speaks and speaks about her sources, she doesn't reference the name. It's just, she's unable to verify. When she speaks about crime intelligence leader and head of crime intelligence, there's provincial, there's national. She's not specific with names I've picked up. So there's a lot of inconsistencies in her statement. And I think out of respect and sort of one looks, at a lot of things, so you don't want to be too hard, but it's been going on the entire morning. And there's a lot being said here where I can see we're being patient, the evidence leader's being patient with her, but she's not getting to the point, and we are getting derailed.
Okay. Did you note the question?
I did indeed. Well, I wouldn't have come here if I'd known that I couldn't withhold people's names for ethical reasons, but they might be.
Dr. De Haas, did you note the question?
I heard the question about needing to know the name. Indeed, I did. Yeah.
Note that question. We are coming later.
May I explain?
Honorable Nomvalo.
No, thank you very much, Chair. I think the first thing that we need to, as a basic necessity that we need to protect in this house is the decorum. That is number one. When members have asked for an opportunity to make inputs during the course of her testimony, she must wait for the chair after we have spoken, for the chair to give a directive. You don't budge here, Coco. You wait for the guidance of the chairperson, and thereafter you come in, because here we are engaging so that ultimately the chair would give a direction based on the engagements that we have tendered here in a meeting. Secondly, people who have been coming to this committee, including people who are in the higher echelons of the state, have been mentioning names of serious people who occupy serious positions. So we don't understand this story that we are being told here, because it means we are subjected to hearsay. And hearsay is evidence whose credibility relies on another person other than the person who's giving testimony. So it means here you are giving us information whose credibility relies on another person. And this is a fact-finding mission. So if you come with a cold and a silent evidence, how is it going to help us as this committee? Because you give us evidence, we analyze, we dissect, and if there are names in it, we take it further by inviting those people whom you have mentioned in your testimony. So really, Chair, we can't allow to be subjected to gossips. We have no time for gossiping here. We want to deal with real evidence. She must tender real evidence, and if she has nothing to say, she must keep quiet. Thank you very much.
Honorable Matthews.
Thank you, Chair. We asked Professor Mary to be here based on the testimony of the minister. And most of his statement, he submitted the whole report, so her complaint letter. So she's here because a minister told us that one of his decisions on making, or his main decision on why the PKTT was disbanded was because of a complaint that was sent by Professor Mary. So I think that is one of the main reasons that we must have in the fore of our heads on why Professor Mary is here before us. The second issue, Prof, I think you have to also appreciate there's a difference between anthropology, ethics, and also what we are doing here. It's justice. So while we understand, you'd rather not tell us a story if we are not going to have names that are going to be attached. And you can't talk while I'm talking. So let's just take a chill pill a little bit. And it's fine if you don't want to give names. We do understand we are in a very hostile environment and people are being killed. We'd rather not hear the story because it makes us difficult for us to do our jobs as members of parliament. And you can't also roll your eyes while we are talking. We need you, or maybe we must be told, how do we process information on so-and-so said this, there's someone lying in prison, I can't tell names. How do we process it? Maybe that's something that we can do, or you need to tell us, because we are here, we need facts, we need to process information. As my colleague said, there are witnesses that we need to come. We'd rather not hear the story if we are not able to verify that information, because as members of parliament, we are here to execute justice, we are here to do an inquiry. So we need that. If you cannot tell us, give us a name, don't tell us the story. And I'm asking that we do that. And maybe we should also just, just try to wrap up. And I mean, I do appreciate that people can be killed and be going through a very hostile time, but we also can't just listen to stories and there's no way of us being able to verify that information. Thank you.
Honorable Souls.
Chair, I would just urge us as a committee to maintain equal and fair treatment to all witnesses. The terms of reference doesn't say if you don't give names, you must not tell the story. It gives an option to share a name in camera. You can share it in an enclosed setting. So let's treat all witnesses the same. If may I finish? So what I'm saying, Chair, is...
Honorable Souls, with due respect, let's take the point of order. I will come back to you.
Thank you, Chair. On a point of order, Honorable Souls always does this. So now he's trying to say that we are treating witnesses unfairly. No one said that the witness cannot do in camera. So why doesn't he just come here and say, if the witness cannot say names, she must say it in camera. It's simple like that. Don't come here and always undermine us. And it's so unnecessary. And you hold us back here in the committee because you are unnecessary, Honorable Souls. Just say, let the minister, let the witness do it in camera. There's no problem. Don't throw shade at us and say we're treating witnesses unfairly. It's unnecessary. You are always doing this in the committee and you hold us back as a committee of trying to be progressive. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. I will rule on that later. May you conclude your point, Honorable Souls.
Thank you, Chair. I was merely responding to what was stated. The statement that was made was, if you're not going to give names, then don't tell the story. I'm saying we shouldn't do that. We should say, here's the options. We require names. You have the option. If you want to protect your sources, you can, in terms of our terms of reference, say it in an enclosed manner, in camera. And then the other names that you can state publicly, you can state it here. That's all I'm saying, Chair. Let us state it in that way. Let's not tell witnesses if you don't want to say names. then don't tell us the story. Thank you, Chair.
Certainly. And I mean, there's very few names I haven't mentioned. I mean, when they're names of police, I can't mention them because they will be persecuted and lose their jobs. They may lose their lives. Let me explain. And it's one of the reasons why I am outraged that we should have a team that focus on a few dozen people that may or may not have been killed for political reasons. I sit in a province, I myself have found myself under surveillance. I have just had to debug my phone without a court order. The phone, my calls were all getting diverted. I have to watch every move I make because I've made a lot of enemies. This is me. And I don't care about my age. I mean, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Mr. Honourable Chair. It's very nice of you. I'm used to robust debates. I really don't mind. But I also need to explain, I see dreadful stuff all the time, not just for politicians. I see people dying and the police doing nothing. And yet we're spending this money on this team. I think it's outrageous, quite frankly, when ordinary people can't get justice, they want closure, they don't get it. I'm speaking here for poor people. You don't even hear about them being killed. They're killed all the time in rural areas. They're trying to defend their land, for example. No one's paying attention and doing anything special for them. Why are we doing something special for politicians? Okay, I've had my say about that. It's in my affidavit that this is one of the reasons I think, why on earth should we now focus on politicians? I mean, there's relatively few people whose names I have not mentioned. I mean, I didn't mention the name of the person I passed the information to, the policeman, because I can't do it without checking if that's okay. But there's another reason here. I mean, it doesn't interfere much with all these people I'm talking about. I mean, I've spoken to them personally, and they also want to go to the Madlanga Commission. They want to go and tell their stories to the Madlanga. This brings me, before I was contacted by Parliament, when the Madlanga Commission was set up, they reached out to me. The Commission reached out to me. I have sent a great deal of information to the Commission. The Commission will contact me through its investigators when they're finished with the process in place now. You know, with Madlanga or whatever else. Okay, they have a team headed by a forensic person. And those are the people that will do the investigations. I appreciate what Parliament is doing. As I said, I've been trying to ask Parliament this for years, to follow up on the complaints about policing and about even the task team. So I appreciate this move. I appreciate your asking me, but if you had said to me, we're going to insist, you must remember, I mean, even I know, I'm not a lawyer, but even I know that you have the right to remain silent in court, even if you're an accused. I assume I'm not being accused. So I cannot, this is built into me. It's required by an International Association of Human Rights Defenders that I'm affiliated with, Frontline Defenders. You take every step to protect anyone who's vulnerable. And people who give me information that might lose their jobs or their lives by my giving a name are vulnerable. So I would just have to say thank you very much, but I cannot carry on, because don't forget that at this stage we have the Madlanga Commission with specialist investigators. They can check out whether what I'm saying, they can talk to people firsthand. And as I've said to you, people are dying to talk to the Madlanga Commission when they get as far as looking at the task team. So, as I said, I came here because I was invited and I thought it was the right thing to do. I gave the answer to this question and saying, I can't tell you the name of the person who wanted to contact Mchunu, because I was asked to give any information I had, which I have done truthfully, about my contact with Mchunu, with Cedric Ngabindi, with Sabia, and with, I was asked specifically by Parliament to give this information.
and with Advocate Pakole. And that's the only reason I've done it. I was trying to please Parliament by giving them the information you want. And honestly, honourables, everybody, I appreciate the fact that you are trying to deal with this, and I don't want to diminish my support and my pleasure that you have taken this initiative. But I cannot give names, and they're not relevant, because what I'm saying here is that it's not just, in this case, it was one policeman that I must protect. In the other cases, these are different people who said things to me independently themselves. It's not just whatever's in a WhatsApp. That's my clarification, and I just want to make it perfectly clear. With the investigations by Madlonga Commission, I cannot reveal some of the information now. I mean, I haven't told you about what I've said to the Inspector General of Intelligence, which supports some of the allegations against people who've been charged, like Khumalo. So, I mean, there's also that. You can't let information out in the public. Well, it's still got to be investigated by people who are trained to investigate, like the people I'm told are with the Madlonga Commission. Sorry. I hope everybody will, and if you don't like what I'm saying because I'm not giving you all the names, then I'm afraid I just can't carry on. I'm sorry about it. I mean, even in court, you have the right to remain silent. And I'm doing it only for ethical reasons. I live in a very violent province. I hardly move myself now because I could get killed.
Okay. Doc, do you believe on the principle of governing on the will of the people?
Yes. I do, and again, I could qualify that. Anyway, carry on.
Okay. Do you not think that the perpetual killing of public representatives is actually silencing the will of the people?
No. You wouldn't get such competition to be a councillor if people felt threatened by being a councillor.
No. Still you don't get me. I'm saying you have got councillors elected by communities whom are ascending to be councillors on the basis of being voted by the majority in a ward. Isn't that the will of the people?
Yeah, that's a subject that we need a lot longer to discuss, because what I find is that we haven't done nearly enough voter education about why people vote for people when they never ever get to see their councillors.
The why is a different discussion. Yeah. But the point is, those elected public representatives elected on the basis of the will of the people, and those that which perpetually continue to kill them are actually silencing the will of the people. Isn't that true?
No, I don't agree, because, I mean, what about... I mean, it's superficially maybe, but what about all the other important people that are working in the community that are getting...
You are focusing on a different subject. I'm saying...
Yeah, but we're talking...
We agree, me and you now, that those who are elected ward councillors, for example, are elected on the basis of the will of the people. Then if there is a grouping that perpetually seek to murder or unalive those who are elected, that is actually silencing the will of the people of that community. Do you agree?
Can I just explain? You would need...
But don't explain. Don't explain, Doc. The chair is on my neck. Don't explain.
But councillors are generally at risk. They're not. A lot of councillors just get on with doing their jobs and they're not...
No, Doc, still you're not answering me.
I've answered you.
We have not. We have not, Doc. Is killing a person who is as a result of the will of the people not silencing the will of those people? It is. Do you agree that if we elect you as our ward councillor, as the people of this parliament community, is our will as the people, then those who will come and kill you are actually silencing our will, which is the people.
Well, What if the councillor was corrupt? You might be doing...
No, let's leave
No,
that.
but doctor,
Let's leave that.
No, doctor. Even if a person is corrupt, the person does not deserve to be killed.
No, nobody deserves to be killed. Nobody, no matter how crooked or corrupt, nobody.
Honorable Ngola, your time has come to an end, unfortunately.
Thank you.
Honestly speaking, how did Senzo Mchunu, a whole minister, a whole cabinet minister, someone who is a police minister, someone who once served as the Minister of Water and Sanitation and also the Minister of Public Administration. At some point, he was the premier, a whole premier of the province of KwaZulu-Natal. How did he take advice from a lunatic like Marry de Haas? It is something that we still need to probe. Because for me, it's a serious indictment. For me, it's a serious indictment for our politicians that Senzo Mchunu, in disbanding the political killings task team, which of course we know that he took that decision for purposes of protecting the criminal cartels, because the political killings task team was on a mission to rid the country of these criminal cartels. So to justify his decision, Senzo Mchunu, when he appeared before the Parliament's ad hoc committee, he mentioned that he relied on the report written by this lunatic called Marry de Haas. He relied on that. He says he relied on the report to disband the political killings task team. Be as it may, because we know that the actual reason behind the disbandment is the protection of the criminal syndicates who are funding Senzo Mchunu's political ambitions. But taking it at face value, taking his testimony before the ad hoc committee, it will still expose him even further to say, how come you listened to this lunatic who now has come to fore that actually does not even have a PhD? Her being referred to as Dr. or Professor Marry de Haas, it's not because of her academic background, but it's because it was an honorary doctorate. It leaves a lot to be desired. I'm quite disgusted actually at our politicians, but that's how ANC people operate. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Tebus Kosana. The name of our platform is IZWI LABANSUNDU, the voice for Africans. Thank you very much.